happening so prevalently where you don't know if it can be you next, and you gonna start doing what? Protecting yourself. Okay? It ain't gonna just be with firearms. It's gonna be with your brain capacity. You gonna be thinking of shit you ain't never thought of, and I ain't mean to curse. But I had to, turn it up a little bit. Just to snap you out of things, I hope I weren't boring you out. I'm just being passionate. I'm trying to make sure I explain it clearly. And, I don't want people to think I'm a preacher trying to yell and, and all that and feel too churchy. No. It ain't got nothing to do with that at all. Okay?
Well, they have to understand that, they're sacrificing. Because, a given, date, time, and place, that's what they're doing. They're out here making sacrifices with you. And again, they're showing you this stuff on TV every day. And I know you're getting tired of hearing me say it. I'm tired of saying it myself. but that's what they're doing, man. They're showing it to you on TV every single day, man. Every day. To get your mind in a place where you gonna think it's okay, because they doing it so much, you gonna feel like you in the wrong, like we gotta be doing something wrong, because why they keep coming at us every single day? We must be doing something wrong. You got routine traffic stops and they showing it to you on TV. They purging you right on live TV. You seeing the purge for itself.
Yeah, remember what they told you in the movie? It was called Purge Cam. You think they just put that name in the movie? That's exactly what it is on the streets today. It's Purge Cam. Why you think the news always on the scene when everything bad happened? Oh, man, look, it shouldn't be difficult for you. And if it is, you just enjoy being caught up in being a little devil. No disrespect, man. It's just what it is. Satan turned us, they turned us into little devils, as well as you too, Caucasian. Middle class or poor class. Okay, you see your people homeless today, they look barbaric. Right? And I've seen some of your rich and wealthy get out of BMWs and Jaguars. They ask them for money. They walk right past them as if they are black. I've seen where they disown them. Because like my brother said to them, they feel like, well, we did it. You just thought it was for that moment. Because you ain't a part of the blood lineage. You are the offsprings of the lineage. The way offsprings of the lineage. Why you think none of your Caucasian whites could marry into the Queen of England family? If you was just a normal pedestrian, I'll call you. You had to be some sort of royal blood. And you had to be a part of the family. Because they marry into their family. Okay? So you, Caucasian, walking around in, society today, you are the offsprings of these demons. I'm sorry, no disrespect. But this is exactly why we trying to tell you too. You must, protect yourself from this wickedness in these last days, okay? Brothers and sisters and indigenous masters and, like I said, middle class and poor class Caucasians who might be present.
And you better stop living in fear, man. Because it ain't about you sitting in your house thinking, I'm just going to stay out of the way. They already passed the law where they can come into your house without a search warrant. So you're not even going to be safe inside your house no more. You can sit in your home and feel like, well, I'll just stay out of the way. Y'all just stay in here. And we're going to be okay. They're not going to come after us. You're not going to be safe in your house either, because they can just walk in your house now. They can come kick your door down with no search warrant. Because you haven't even been doing your research. When they kick the door, you're going to be like, oh, you have a search warrant. They MJTF. Multi-jurisdictional task force.
Right.
They just going to come in. It ain't going to matter what you doing in there.
Why is that? Expendables. Remember they showed you the movie. Alright? These are the ones who gonna come for you. Alright, what are you gonna do against that? Unless except you be with Allah and He protect you alone. These men know how to take out countries by themselves. Alright?
1 and 2 men. It don't even take a whole bunch. These are 2 men.
Right. 2 of them. They'll take out a half a continent if they bring capacity really up there. That's just dealing with their mindsets, dealing with the basis of the layout of the gas lining of the entire city. Okay. Yeah, they teach them that. Alright? They want them to be real wicked when they need them to take care of a problem. Okay? See, you say, man, I took care of that when you had a brother shot down. That ain't nothing. Okay? That's nothing with your little AK, man. When they can sit in one man and take out your whole entire gang. Alright?
Or they got a drone that's 20 miles away.
Right.
Just blow you out the building anyway. You don't even need to do that.
And then set a devastating plague in the air. The way you can't even come back and set up trash. Because it's polluted. Okay? So this means the only help we got is Allah. You ain't got to believe that, man. He is going to enforce you to know it. Okay? This is why it's happening random. Alright? To those peoples who probably just so far gone in the hills of the Joneses, see, these ain't just people dying. Remember, no life is taken except by Allah's permission, according to the Quran. Alright? So this means no matter how sick the murder was or whatever, Allah allowed it for some other purpose. What other purpose? Okay, when someone is murdered, don't it give the cremators a job? Doesn't it give the detectives a job? Doesn't it give the CSI a job? So since he is humanitarian and he knows he created all this stuff, you know, for us to come into existence, we're going to school for. You don't think God already knew this? See, that's the problem. You think their educational system is just thought up by them. The wickedness of it is, okay, but God still allowed them to do this so we can still learn how to count and all that. So remember, they wickedness destroying them. So even though they did wickedness, they still taught us at the same time. Ain't that right?
Yes, sir. But you also got to know that if you just not really keeping up with what's going on, and I know I'm kind of jumping a little bit out of the way, but when you sending your kids to these schools, if you're not involved teaching them something when they're outside of that school too, and then when they go to the school and the teacher tell them something and you haven't tried to show them anything different, how you gonna get mad?
Right.
If you're not even involved anyway.
Right.
Because you sitting at home, you're not even trying to show your kids anything else outside of that. You just send them to school and they come back with the homework. Do your homework. And then you don't check over the homework and then they go back to school. And then when they putting all this wickedness in these school systems now, because they're teaching your children about homosexuality now. They got a class that they're getting ready to put in these schools now for your children, a sympathy class or something, whatever they're calling it, for transgender and homosexual individuals. So when you go into school now and you put your kids in these Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts and after school programs and all that, and you don't really pay attention to what's going on, and you signing documents and just going along whatever's going along, because they done hand you a stack of documents that you probably need a lawyer to go look over, because they done hand you a stack of documents. And you're a stack of documents and you have no clue what it's saying. But you just go right ahead with your mindset and just sign the paper and go get it notarized and everything. So then when they put this class on your child or whatever, then you want to run up to school mad because you didn't read the documents that they gave you. Because again, you listening to each and everything they tell you because you're not using your own mind. And again, this goes out to the people who don't have children as well. Like, you have to get yourself involved, you in the neighborhood, with what's going on, because you may eventually have children. So if you don't know what's going on by the time you have children, you have to go to these meetings, man. We have to go to these town hall meetings because these people have plans, a 20-year plan ahead. You thinking they just come up with these ideas overnight. These are 20-year plans. The city has them. Go to your city hall and all that and look up there and see. Then they got a plan 20 years ahead of time in some cases. 10 years of what they're going to do.
Right.
And because you're not paying attention to what's going on around you, you don't have a clue, because we don't feel like it's important to go because they working us so hard that we don't even have time to go look in some cases.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like I said, it also is right back to the same thing. Come on, the mama. And brothers and sisters, once again, my daughters is present. They want to be up under their daddy right now.
Well, hey,
how that is.
If you need to, we can take a break. If you need to, we got plenty of time, man.
Right. But we can do that. But I want to just share little definition with y'all again. According to what we got to do to protect ourselves, which we must, and it's a law. We got to do that because God is the one who gave us life, and it is our right to protect our life. If we are not living a life that will promote the wrong energy that can cause somebody to want to take your life. So, brothers and sisters, it's something to ponder over. It's something to think about. And one of the greatest things about doing this is that, allow us to, give you that raw truth. And it be from, their opinion. So since you, like we said, you want to listen to them anyway. So if you listening to them, well, listen to what the heck they be telling you in these definitions. Okay? So that these people is wicked. And it made you wicked. And we can't blame them. We got to blame ourselves now. So now is the time for us to start protecting ourselves and coming to the realization that, you brothers who got the bread, you trying to figure out how you get to your local boss and see if, since you ain't got to put your bread right then and everything, hey man, you ask them, hey man, can we hold a council with the minister? It can be properly set up so nobody feel threatened or nothing like that. And y'all can explain, and listen to what he explained to you. You got it like that. You run to the club, you go to King of Diamonds, you on every scene. So once you see a chick got to go on the scene of a man who's trying to give you and take you up into the light that God wants you to be in, you'll go glorify the life of sin and rebellion. And nobody perfect, and I ain't trying to act like, I'm scot-free.
No, neither one.
But in order for you to, tell somebody something, you had to experience it. Okay? You had to go through something. Alright? Experience is the best teacher.